Hi, Tziporah here. In this video, I'm going to share with you what recovery looks like for borderline personality disorder. I will talk about 3 of the main areas where you'll notice recovery when it's taking place. At the end of the video, I'm going to share with you what I found most important on my recovery path. One area that you'll notice is self-emotion regulation and less emotional flashbacks. You will achieve more emotion regulation and strengthened emotional boundaries. This will involve experiencing less and less emotional flashbacks over time. Also, attaining self-awareness and rejecting the negative self-talk or negative others talk that is usually an indication of emotion dysregulation or the sign of a split. This means that splitting or the internal critical voice can be happening internally, but you don't act on it. Now, this involves regular use of the wise mind or forcing in rational thoughts into emotional experiences and lots of self-compassion and self-understanding. Faster bouncing back when negative thoughts or behaviors come up, which means no longer beating yourself up when something goes wrong. The second area is that you'll be more comfortable with yourself, your needs, and who you are as a person. And you will successfully separate yourself from the borderline traits. And you'd be surprised how hard this part is because of feeling so shameful for just existing as a borderline throughout life. You'll notice yourself achieving that sense of self that was lost or not formed due to emotional invalidation or abuse throughout life. It also means feeling more present or less adrenalized from the fight or flight trauma responses that have been so severe for so long. You will feel more comfortable to be by yourself and away from loved ones. And being comfortable with putting yourself first in the interest of self-care or asserting boundaries when needed. You will trust in the healing process and not let setbacks convince you that you're a failure. And you will feel more reconnected with your sense of self and self-worth. This includes changing from a self-victim mindset to a self-empowering mindset. And you will feel more and more comfortable to navigate life with your own healthy morals, understandings, and desires, which means working on old distorted patterns of thinking, fears, insecurities, and self-doubt, and less catastrophizing or ruminating and more self-control. The third area is stable relationships and more routine. You will have functional or stable relationships where you're safe to be yourself and safe to hear the feelings of others, whether this is friendships or spousal relationships. This means understanding internal and external emotional boundaries, which means keeping your emotions on your side of the boundary and other people's emotions on their side of the emotional boundary, resulting in no longer feeling guilty for other people's emotions or seeing them as something that you need to fix. And you'll also feel safer with distance, disagreements, or space when needed. You'll find it easier to take accountability or repair relationships when an undesired behavior comes out, and feel more comfortable resolving conflicts. Having supportive people is very important in moving forward. And also removing anyone who is not supportive of your healing path. Those who remind you of how bad you've been, who don't support your healing path, or who enable your unhealthy behaviors. Having hobbies, interests, or a job are also helpful indicators of stability taking place. You also have to keep on reducing vulnerability factors, and this is by sleeping, eating, treating yourself well, and just basically getting in touch with everything that helps you with stability and functionality overall. So what did I find was super important in my recovery path? Accepting and even expecting that there are bumps in the road, and that there's areas to be discovered and worked on. Setbacks don't mean you're going backwards, and you have to be gentle on yourself when this happens. These setbacks actually show us what needs to be further focused on in the self-work and healing. And they happen to everyone, and they are unavoidable. After experiencing a life of our parents being overly critical or us being overly critical to ourselves, we have to move forward in this with self-compassion and acceptance when things don't go according to plan. I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more of our content, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care of yourself and stay gold.